Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Welcome to the start of another week. Time for some spiritual wealth coffee, I like to call it. Great way to kickstart our Monday. I'm going to wait for you all to join. This morning, I'm sharing some things that I've been contemplating so far this summer and really interested to hear your thoughts and your take on my take. So come on in. I'm going to wait for you all to join. Good morning, Robin. You're here bright and early. Amazing to get to spend some time with you this weekend. All right, so I'm going to jump right in. I see that you all are joining now. Give love to each other. Start off the week in our highest vibration. I have been traveling this summer, and one of the things that has allowed me to do is really get back to reading, which I just love to do. Like, I always say traveling is my way to get access to downloads, new ideas, insights, help me to really separate myself from the everyday life and just really do some deeper introspective thinking. And this summer has been no different. So here I went. And I decided I was going to take 3 books on my trip, which I think I posted on Instagram some weeks ago. But I got through those, and then I was like, okay, I'm hungry. I want more. I want more. And one of the books that I have been reading, and truthfully, this conversation is made up of like all sorts of different insights from several books. But one in particular of the books that I'm reading talks about this businessman trying to get investors for his business. And he went to, well, actually, someone came to him, an investor came to him and asked him several questions and really helped him realize he was nowhere near ready to get investors, right? And so he set him on this path to like creating a business plan and doing financials and really coming up with a mission and all the good things that we know are part of a business plan. And so this business owner goes off for months. He goes off for months and he does all of the planning. He like thinks about all the numbers, and the guy was, very helpful in telling him, think about this, think about this, think about this. So he said like doing the financials, that part of his of the business plan was not his strongest area. So knowing that that's what the investor would be looking at primarily, he put his entire heart into doing these financials. He thought about everything. Months go by and he returns to the investor. And what was intriguing to me is, remember, this man is looking to invest in his business. So he wants him to have the best financials possible. So the guy comes back with all of this after months and he sends him away again. He's like, this is not good enough. You never thought about this. You never thought about that. And you underestimated. And it was just like intriguing to me, this entire process. So off he goes for months again. And when he's finally done and he is really proud of it, he also asked friends and other people in finance. He got a lot of expert input into the financials this second time. And so he goes back to the investor and he is so proud of himself and gives him the business plan. The guy flips through everything, gets right to the financials. He smiles. He's really happy. The guy feels accomplished. And so he says to him, the investor says to the business owner, why are you doing all this? What is your purpose for creating this business that will generate this amount of revenue? And the guy was embarrassed to give his true answer, but went on a whim, trusted his intuition, and told him the truth. And when he said it, it had nothing to do with money. That was like the lowest thing on the priority. And the investor said, that's why I'm going to invest. So this had me like my head spinning, right? Because I'm like, I cannot imagine an investor putting down millions, not wanting the business owner to be driven by the desire for wealth. And so it really had me thinking. And that's what I want to share with you. 3 of the things that I've been contemplating, having read all the books that I've read this summer, and really just being in a very, like reflective space myself. I titled this morning's topic, 3 wealth things that I am contemplating. And I, in my email, said, you know what? And hopefully you all are on the email list and you all got it. But I said, Take 8 minutes, literally set your timer on your phone and sit in silence. So if you haven't done that yet, sit in silence and ask yourself, why do I want to be wealthy? It will probably surprise you. It will probably be blank. You'll probably judge yourself. There's a whole array of things that can happen. But I think what I realized for me is that so many people are driven by the desire for wealth, just like on the pure desire for it, not the why. Like, why do I want it? Right. And so I've been contemplating that. And if you haven't done it, I would highly encourage you, take some time when this is done this morning and just sit in silence, set your timer for 8 minutes, and literally ask your conscious and your subconscious mind, why do I want to be wealthy? And allow the answer to surface for you. It was very interesting for me, very interesting. And I don't want to give you I don't want to put my thoughts on you. I would really love for you to do this pure activity for yourself. And then when you do that, write it down. And then I want you to go through what I'm about to share with you. I realized that there are 3 things that I would encourage everyone to consider around why you want wealth: who, what, and how. Who, what, and how. After you've gotten your conscious and your subconscious answers, I want you to then grab a blank journal and I want you to respond to these 3 things. These are the 3 things that I'm personally contemplating, right? My roadmap to wealth, I call it. And so my first one is who, and it's broken down into 2 parts. Part 1 is who will benefit. Who's going to benefit because I became wealthy? How is humanity, not even just my clients, but how is humanity going to be left better? One of my mentors said her entire mission for her life is to leave the world a better place than she found it. Right. And so I ask myself this question globally, as big as I can think, humanity, how will little tiny me create a ripple effect for humanity on my journey to wealth acquisition? That is a powerful question to ask. And here is why you want to go that big. I truly believe that we're all here to answer the prayers of each other, right? I truly believe that my employer is God, universe, source. I am here to work for God, work for the universe, source, if that's what you say. I say God. I'm here to work for God. I am here to do the things that will answer the prayers of humanity. That's why I'm here. Who's going to benefit, how specifically, when Tasha shows up to do anything that is going to result in wealth exchange, how is humanity going to be left better? And you might go, Tasha, there is nothing I can think of that I am doing that is so grand that humanity is going to be left better. Well, I want to challenge you to think about that and to find the answer for yourself. Because remember, I want you to think about the butterfly effect, right? Your work, whatever it is in service to others, might be that you impact 10 people. But what's the ripple effect of those 10 people? It's their families, it's the other people they work with, it's their friends. It expands. And before you know it, maybe you only did a thing. Maybe you only sold a cell phone, right? To 10 people. That's your business. That's your thing. But you have to think about, when I sell this cell phone to 10 people, if that's the number of people I see that I can reach, how are their lives going to be better? I want to inspire you to really process the answer to that question, because here's what I believe. To make money is not really that hard. To create wealth with fulfillment, to be fulfilled as you create wealth, this is the stuff you want to be answering, right? So who specifically, who are the people's lives that your work, as you acquire wealth, you do something in exchange for wealth, who are the specific people that are going to benefit and their lives are going to be made better, and how? And you want to be able to clearly answer that question for yourself. Number 2, who, the second part of who, is who am I as a wealthy person? Who am I as a wealthy person? One of the things that I realize with wealth is it makes you more of who you really are. And a lot of people say, I I don't like people who are wealthy because they're greedy. And I go, but are you greedy? Right? Because if you are already greedy, it's going to make you more greedy. That's all it's going to do. So you need not worry about you changing or you becoming anything else. The truth is, who are you? And you get to decide as someone who has acquired wealth, who am I being? This is the stuff that I sat and contemplated these last several months. Like, it's one thing to become wealthy, but I want to be crystal clear about who I am being as someone who has acquired wealth. Right. And last week you saw that we had Denise. And one of the things that I forgot to say was, I've always measured success. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I go for setting intentions with dollars and cents, and they're big and they have lots of zeros, right? I do that. But the thing that really drives me, that really, really, when I sit back and I look at what I measure success by, it is for me freedom. How has this wealth been able to buy me freedom? My son sent me this cute little thing. It said, to be rich is to have money, to be wealthy is to own your time, is to have time, right? So who am I being? I am being Tasha, who owns my time, who owns me. I own me, right? I when you think of being wealthy, for me, more of who I am is to be able to contribute, being able to make that donation to Denise's organization and all the other ways that I unpublicly give back. That's more of who I am. That's the stuff that lights me up. I remember, I judged myself for so long because when I first wanted to acquire wealth, it was so that I could take care of my parents, so that I could, give my family better conditions back home. And you've heard me say this out of my mouth, like, I don't know, I want you to be selfish. And it's not to say that I'm going back on that. What I want you to see, though, is the generosity that's inherent in that and to not downplay it. That's one of the things that I've come back home to these last couple of months. That's who I really am. That's who I want to be more of. I want to use my wealth, yes, to buy my freedom, to own my time, to have the finer things in life. But truly who I am, and I want to be more of who I am, is to be able to contribute, to be generous, to have that balance. Like Heather said in a message to me recently, she had a breakthrough these last couple of weeks because she's finally having the balance now of giving and receiving, right? So to be able to do both. So that's the other part of the who. The second thing is what. What do I want to do to create wealth? What do I want to do? The Science of Getting Rich talks about that, and I'm going to get a little bit more into that. But, I kind of think of this as what and why. And for me, this comes down to your purpose. What is your purpose behind wealth acquisition? For me, I've always said, and I remember when I met my husband, when we first met, and I explained myself and my personal growth to him. I said, I have gone as far as I can go on my own in terms of personal development. Like, I have invested so much. I've done so much work, the good, the bad, the ugly, the hard, the easy, you name it, everything. Anybody that knows me knows my level of commitment to growing. And I realized that I had gone as far as I could go on my own. And I said to him, I know that my access to the next level will be in a relationship, right? Like, you talk about bringing another person into your life and being able to see the shadows. So I knew that that was the only way I was going to expand to what I call self-actualization. Those of you that have studied Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the ultimate pinnacle is when you get to that point where, I also language it as being able to hear from God. Well done, Tasha. Girl, you did it. Well done. You did so well. That to me is the godly version of self-actualization. And so for me, part of my purpose for wealth acquisition is to ask myself, as I'm on the journey of acquiring wealth, how does it align to me growing? How does it align? How is it like, just like, this is my, like, this is the business, if you want, version of what I said to Tony, right? By being in a marriage, I know that's going to give me access to the next level. Well, as I'm on my journey of creating wealth, how is whatever it is that I'm doing aligning to me growing to fulfill my bigger purpose? And so that is that is something that I really want to encourage all of you to do, is identify your purpose, be really clear about it. And when I told you the story at the beginning of this live this morning, where that man in the book was talking to the investor, when he said, why do you want to do that? His pure answer was all purpose. Financially and creating wealth was secondary, but number one was purpose. And that's why the man invested with him, right? He had a greater vision to make an impact. And then as a result of that, he would be rewarded financially. And he knew that. But his primary thing was not so I can make money, right? So become really clear about your purpose on your way to wealth acquisition. And then number three, which is how. How do I want to go about creating this wealth? As you know, I stand by wealth with ease. Wealth with ease. So how do I want to acquire it? Obviously, I want to acquire it with ease. But here's what I want to share with you from the Science of Getting Rich. It's about ease and fulfillment. It's about ease and joy. There's a lot of ways to make money, and there are a lot of people that make money, a lot of money, that are not happy, not fulfilled, not content, and not living their purpose. So I want you to really step into I'm sorry, I got distracted by the comments. I want you to really step into Tanya. Tanya, you are something else. The man's purpose was to bring thoughts and ideas to the world that will change humanity. That was his purpose. The man in the story I've been telling you, his purpose was to bring new thoughts and ideas, new philosophies to the world that would change humanity. And he is a multi-millionaire today. Like, within, I think, less than 5 years, he was able to accomplish all of his dreams at that time. I knew him personally, and he has gone on to become like beyond his wildest dreams, right? So that was his purpose. Okay, I'm going to go back to how. How do you want to acquire wealth? In the Science of Getting Rich, it says, you will get rich most easily. This is where we talk about ease. You will get rich most easily in the point of effort if you do that for which you are best fitted. You will get rich most easily if you do that for which you are best fitted. So doing something that comes naturally and easily to you will make the wealth acquisition journey a lot, with less effort, with more ease. But you will get rich most satisfactorily if you do that which you want to do. If you're doing something that you want to do. So for example, I could probably teach you all how to make an amazing banana bread. I am great. I like make the best banana bread on the planet. I could probably sell 1 million of them and make $1 million, right? But is that what I want to do? No. So it's easy, but it's not what I want to do. It says doing what you want to do is life. That to me is wealth. And there is no real satisfaction in living if we are compelled to be forever doing something which we do not like to do. And it is certain that you can do what you want to do, because the desire to do it is proof that you have within you the power that can do it. So the how am I going to acquire wealth? I've been contemplating, and this is what I want to share with you for myself. Okay, so what is easy and I want to do it? And I was speaking to my mentor recently, and she said, do you keep going back to this thing because you feel you have to do it? Or is it because you want to do it? And I was like, I actually don't really want to do it. right? I don't really want to do it. I believe I have to do it. And so that is what I want to inspire you. That's what I'm contemplating. I want that perfect synergy between it's easy and I want to do it. It lights me up. And I believe that we will be rewarded with wealth, with ease, when we have those two combinations. So I'm just going to recap the three things I'm really intending that you all got, something for yourselves to contemplate. But number one, I want to encourage everyone, set your timer for 8 minutes. In case you weren't here at the beginning, set your timer for 8 minutes and ask yourself, why do I want to be wealthy? Allow your conscious and your subconscious mind to just present to you all of its answers. You want to journal and document it. And then you want to go into these three questions. Who will be served? How will humanity be made better because I made the decision to do in service to others the thing that's going to allow me to acquire wealth? And part two of who will I become as someone of wealth? The second thing you want to ask yourself is what will I do on this journey to wealth? And this is where I really encourage you to answer, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Right? How am I going to align to something bigger than just a desire for money, bigger than that is going to allow me to grow and live to my fullest expression, my full capacity, that thing that allows me to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. And then part three is, how are you going to do it? And I encourage you to think of a way that will make it be easy. So you want to find the thing that combines it's easy to you and you want to do it, right? I am intending that this inspires you, if nothing else, get you to think a little bit on your wealth journey. I also want to share that we have just launched our new season of our podcast. I want to get everyone to go listen to the new season. Couple of things. Hang on a second. Let me let you know. Type the word podcast in the comments just to make it easy for you so that you get the link in Facebook Messenger. When you type the word podcast, you'll get a link from me in Facebook Messenger and it takes you right to the podcast. The new season just dropped, I think, 2 weeks ago. Some of the highlights, some of the ones that I believe are already on there. We have a conversation about love and wealth. And I believe the amazing sponsor for this season, Deanna Washington, she's an amazing relationship coach. If you saw me go to Paris this winter, it was for her dream wedding. She literally practices everything that we teach, and she used it to manifest her amazing life, husband, all the things. So that conversation was incredible to me because she answered the question of, when you're looking to create wealth, what place does love, what does being wealthy in love look like? Which was just lots of mic drops. So you want to go listen to that episode. There's another one with Goddess Jacqueline Kilrain, where we talked about neuroscience and overthinking. So many women, I know for me, there are times where I just can't stop my brain. I can't shut it off. I'm in overthinking. And I think for a lot of people, we think that that's normal. It's not. And so Goddess Jackie Kilrain was one of the interviews that we did as well to talk about neuroscience and overthinking and how to help yourself out of that situation. If you have anxiety, depression, any of those things, it's an amazing episode. And then another really good one was, I believe the lady's name that I interviewed was Cassie. My mind's going blank right now. But we talked about when you want to up level, the question you should be asking is not how do I do it, but who, not how, but who. Who do I need? Who do I need to become? Who do I need to support me? Who do I need to call in? Right? But not how do I do it? The question you should be asking is who? Who do I need? I'm not going to spill any more beans. You want to go listen to this season on the podcast, Permission to be Wealthy. In case you're not watching on Facebook and you can't type the comments, just go to wherever you listen to podcasts and search Permission to be Wealthy by Tasha Chen, and it will show up for you. All right, so go enjoy that. I know you are all going to love it. It's just an amazing thing to start listening to these episodes over the summer. All right, let me jump back. Type the word podcast in the comments and make sure you check Facebook Messenger to get your link to this season's podcast. Mwah. I love you all. Have an amazing day. Have a wonderful week. And it's summer. Have fun. Bye, everyone.